Hi, it's Chris Castaldo from Wall Street Buy, Sell, Hold. I'm here with the CEO of Nutra Pharma. Rick, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
All right, Rick, we also understand that you're a professor, also a biochemist, in addition to a CEO. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and how you got the CEO position?
I'd be happy to. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I am a biochemist. I like to say I'm a little different in the field because I'm both a nutritional biochemist and a pharmaceutical biochemist. Most of my work as a pharmaceutical biochemist has been in rational drug design. I've had several papers published, and it's in my work leading Nutra Pharma Corporation, our publicly traded biotechnology company. And we have drugs, as we'll discuss, for multiple sclerosis, HIV, adrenal mononephropathy, and pain.
Okay, Rick, you've had a tremendous amount of success with your public company, Nutra Pharma. I've been following your stock since 2009 very closely, and your stock took off after you got an approval for one of your chronic and moderate pain drugs called Cobroxin. Do you want to talk about the approval process with Cobroxin and your distributor that you had with Zenicare and your eventual run-up in revenues and also the stock price?
And we went to the FDA in 2009 with our pain drug. And our pain drug is a natural extract of cobra venom that's diluted to the point where it's only a few micrograms per dose, gives you the benefit of reduction in pain and inflammation. And the FDA told us that we actually qualified as a homeopathic drug. As a homeopathic drug, the route to approval was much smaller. And so by late 2009, we had our first drug that we could launch into the marketplace registered with the FDA, and that was Cobroxin. We licensed it to a third-party distributor, a company called Zenicare, and we saw the first real revenues for the company in the fourth quarter of 2009. And with that, we saw the rise in the stock price.
Well, to say the rise in the stock price, you might have understated that. The stock went, Rick, from 2 cents to $1 in 3.5 months, was trading 5-10 million shares a day. Very exciting, very atypical of a biotech stock. You're either a big winner or a big loser. In this case, you were a tremendous winner. Your stock had stayed at that escalated price for almost a year, and then the stock came back down. Your product was seen all over the place, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. You were in 20, 30,000 stores. Eventually, the product came off the shelves. What happened with your exclusive distributor, Zenicare? Did they drop the ball? What was the story there?
The problem is that Zenicare didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't do the advertising they were supposed to do. And so they started missing minimums on a quarterly basis for the sales. It also upset the stores because the advertising was just not there to support the product. They did some commercial advertising in June of 2010, and they only advertised on one station, the Hallmark channel, for a week, and that week sales doubled at CVS and Walgreens. So we know advertising works, they just didn't do it.
Having had an exclusive that worked initially and didn't wind up working in the end, what have you learned that you're going to do differently this time around that you've given them an exclusive for the same drug?
So we knew what was wrong with the Zenicare relationship. First of all, they were underfunded. They were supposed to put as much as $8 to $16 million in advertising the first year, and they put only a fraction of that into advertising. And then there was the management of the company itself. Cobra Pharmaceuticals, they have a hand-picked team of managers. They're running it. They've already started with the production of direct response commercials, both audio for radio and video commercials for TV. They've really taken this to the next level. They're extremely well funded. Their principals are all wealthy individuals that have put into this, and they've also already contacted the stores about getting back onto the store shelves. Most of the big chains say that we're the best product no one ever heard of. And so they're ready to get the product back on the shelves, provided that the advertising is there to support it.
Did you maintain good relationships with the big box stores, the Rite Aids, the pharmacies, the Walgreens, the CVSs of the world, so that when you relaunch, you can get back in those stores and get that crucial real estate that you need to sell the product?
We expect that the first few months, Cobra Pharmaceuticals will be doing direct response, things like infomercials, commercials for direct sales, and eventually get back into the stores late in 2013 and into 2014. We should be back on all the store shelves.
Rick, pain drugs have been a taboo, a bad word. A lot of these young children are on these opiates, the Oxycontins, the Percocets, the Vicodin, Xanax, the other various drugs which are very toxic to their brain and their body. What about the ethical approach to your homeopathic? Are these addictive? Does your body build up a tolerance to these? Are they safe? Can anybody take them?
It sounds almost too good to be true, but this is a natural product. As I said before, these are proteins, peptides, which are small proteins from cobra venom. And the understanding is this: when a cobra bites you, these proteins stop nerve function. They block all nerve function. So your heart stops, your lungs stop, and you become paralyzed and you die. But when you have a 1/10,000th dilution of these specific peptides, instead of stopping nerve function, it modulates nerve function. So big signals like pain simply go away. And it's non-addictive, non-narcotic, completely safe. It has none of the risk of side effects, not only associated with the opiates that you brought up, which include the addiction and cognitive decline and slowdown in body organs, even breathing and heart rate. But look at even the over-the-counters, the NSAIDs, aspirin, ibuprofen, naproxen. They cause stomach irritation, they can cause intestinal bleeding, they cause thinning of the blood, kidney dysfunction, and then even acetaminophen, the Tylenols, can cause liver dysfunction. And we have none of those side effects. They're normally associated with other drugs. The last thing you asked is really interesting. It's about growing resistant to the drug. Almost every pain drug in existence creates resistance. The more you take, the more you need, because your body grows resistant to the drug. Eventually you have something called a ceiling effect, which means that no matter how much you take, it's not going to help you and you have to switch drugs. There's a phenomenon with these peptides that's known as induced fit. Basically what happens is the proteins attach to the receptors on the nerve endings, and the receptor actually has to change shape a little bit to accept the protein. The more you use over time, the more the receptors accept those proteins. So your body grows sensitive to the drug, not resistant to it. So over time, you need less and less to get the same benefit, and you never grow resistant to it.
Rick, it sounds like you're ready to take on the majors, the Tylenols, the Aleves, the Sudafeds of the world head on, and I can't imagine how many billions and billions of dollars this market is and how large it is. But you have an exclusive with Cobra Pharmaceuticals, and they're required to maintain a growing level of quarterly sales to maintain that exclusivity in perpetuity. What is that level that they need to maintain to keep that exclusive?
The first minimums are actually pretty low to start with because they need time to ramp up and gear up. I can tell you that at worst case, the minimums are far beyond our burn rate. Okay, so if they do nothing else except meet their minimums, it pays all of Nutrapharma's bills and then some. Okay. And that's really the point. The point is that with Cobraxin alone and Cobraxin sales alone, we're a profitable company.
Well, that sounds great because I did notice that this is your turnaround year. You've reached some or achieved some major milestones. One, you have a distributor for Cobraxin. Two, you have a blockbuster distributor, New Vitality, that is the who's who with distributing and marketing drugs, super beta prostate, ageless male, amongst others. It looks like to me that this could be the crown jewel for Nutrapharma. Do you want to talk about that distribution agreement, because they seem to be able to do something very special and take you to the next level?
Yeah, New Vitality is a giant. They've pretty much tripled their growth in the last 3-4 years. And they do have some blockbuster products. As you mentioned, Ageless Male, Ruby Reds is another one that they do infomercials with, and Super Beta Prostate has been around for a while. They started a direct response test campaign for Nyloxin and the launch of our brand new product, Pet Pain Away, just about 6-7 weeks ago from this video. They're very excited, and I know you're going to be talking to Jonathan Flicker for New Vitality. Does your dog have difficulty getting up? Is he walking slower or won't climb the stairs? Does he limp? These may be the signs of arthritis in your dog, but there is something you can do. Give him Pet Pain Away. Hi, I'm Rick Deitch, author of the book Invisible Killers. All dogs slow down with age, but if your dog is showing these signs of arthritis, he may be in pain too. Pet Pain Away is a safe, homeopathic treatment for chronic pain. Its active ingredient goes directly to the source of pain, relieving it for hours, so your dog's arthritis and joint pain will greatly improve. Pet Pain Away is an oral gel that tastes great, and you don't need an appointment at the vet to get it. All you have to do is call. Try Pet Pain Away for your pet today.
For a limited time, you can get a 30-day supply of Pet Pain Away risk-free. Just call 1-800-540-6328. That's 1-800-540-6328. Don't wait. Call 1-800-540-6328. 1-800-540-6328.
They're going to be the direct response on a non-exclusive basis for Nyloxin and for Pet Pain Away. We continue to sell Nyloxin through our own channels into doctors' offices and hospitals, and we're in the process now of also registering with the U.S. military and the U.S. government for sales into military facilities as well.
Do you have any plans to move or sell Cobraxin or Nyloxin in India or China?
Absolutely. In fact, India is probably a bigger market than the United States for a variety of reasons.
You have a new product for pet pain away, and you're going to basically take your products of Nyloxin, somewhat re-engineer it or modify it so it'll work on a pet such as a dog or a cat or even a horse. Could you talk about that and the potential size of that market, because you may have a first move advantage in this market?
So just a few months ago we decided to re-engineer the product and call it Pet Pain Away. We've been using Nyloxin in animals, and lots of people have. We've got incredible testimonials about how dogs that could barely move started using it, and they could run around like puppies.
Rick, according to the Humane Society, there are 75 million dog owners and 85 million cat owners in the United States. $48 billion is spent on dogs and cats. How much of that is spent on pain medication?
The fact is there are no good pain treatments for dogs and cats. So when they're in a lot of pain, they usually just give them an opiate or an NSAID, and there's not really a big market for that product. It's really a niche market that no one's really explored yet. So we believe that getting into that market and being really the only choice over the counter for pet pain is a lucrative market. There was a company called Virbac out of France that did a study in the U.S. pet pain market 3 years ago, and they estimated that it's between $200 and $250 million.
How does the process of your drug work versus how the opiates work for dogs and cats?
Yeah, it's what we said before. First of all, if your dog is in pain, they're probably going to give him Demerol or Tramadol, which really is an opiate that just knocks them out. If you've ever seen a dog after surgery, they're just asleep the whole time. And that's not the dog you want. You want a dog that's vital. And I'm not really talking about traumatic pain. I'm talking about chronic pain, arthritis, hip dysplasia, aging, arthritis due to aging. And you don't want your dog asleep all the time for things like that. And then additionally, you can give them NSAIDs. They give them these high-dose NSAID drugs. And just like NSAIDs for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs for humans, they can cause stomach upset, they can actually cause thinning of the blood, so they can bleed out, and it also causes kidney damage. All pain medication causes kidney damage in cats, so there's really nothing you can give a cat. And so this could be the only thing that would be recommended by not only vets, but also just over the counter for pet pain.
Rick, you currently have pain medication for people. You have pain medication for dogs and cats. I also understand that you are moving into phase 2 with the proper funding for an MS drug. Do you want to talk about that?
We have over 20 patents. We are a platform company. We've been looking at this concept of using peptides, proteins from venomous animals for more than 10 years.
Have you been speaking to the Petcos of the world? Is that an avenue that you're going to market the pet pain product, or are you going to do this through direct response or through veterinarians?
We have talked to the pet stores, and they seem pretty excited, but as I said before, the market for pet products is very fragmented. It's not like it is for just getting onto the shelves for a human product. That being said, we have talked to representatives from the American Pet Products Association, the APPA, and they're helping us on a consulting basis to move the product forward. Well, we simply did a press release that said the product exists and generated more than 200 calls to the company.
Well, Rick, that's all great stuff, but I'm sure people that are watching want to know immediately, where can they find this pet product, where can they find Cobroxin, Nyloxin, and where can they find information on how to buy your stock?
Well, currently, the only product that we have in stock is Nyloxin. And people can buy Nyloxin right from nyloxin.net, our website, or if they go to nyloxin.com, it'll put them through the TCN website, which is one of our distributors for Nyloxin as well. And we have Nyloxin available in regular and extra strength, as an oral spray, a topical gel. The topical gel is available as a squeeze bottle or a roll-on. And then we have an 8-ounce topical gel pump that's what we call our professional size. And that's sold to chiropractors, physical therapists, etc. And they can actually use that during therapy. Cobroxin is being manufactured and should be available in the next 12 to 16 weeks as Cobra Pharmaceuticals rolls out their campaign. And additionally, the Pet Pain Away is in the process of being manufactured too. As New Vitality does their test market, we'll move that into the final stages of the manufacturing process, and it should be available in the fourth quarter of this year. As for our stock, we are a fully reporting bulletin board company. We're on the OTCQB, on OTC markets. You can find all of our information on the SEC website or at nutrapharma.com.
Once again, Rick, thank you very much for coming on. It's Chris Castaldo from Wall Street Buy Sell Hold.